Hello, third graders. It's time again for another math lesson. Today we are working on math lesson 211, and we're going to review frames and arrows. This is something that you worked on in the past years, and once we take a peek at what that means, it's going to make more sense. This will be the last math lesson of the week. I have for you to do tomorrow your review practice test for Unit 2, and the day after that will be the Unit 2 math test. We're going to start with our number talk. So, can you make 24? How can you make 24 with the numbers that I have at the bottom of the screen? What can you do to make 24? Well, when I'm looking at this, I see I could do 30 minus 6. That's 24. If I go 34 minus 10, I can get 24. What about an addition? 10 plus 12 is 22, but when I add the other 2 that's available, I can get 24. Oh, what about a multiplication problem? What about 12 times 2? 12 times 2 is 24. And I'm sure that there's other combinations that we can do with those numbers to get to 24, but we are going to move on to mental math. And what your task to do is to record the rest of each fact family. So for example, 6 plus 4. The other problems for that fact family would be, well, 6 plus 4 equals 10, 4 plus 6 equals 10, 10 minus 6 equals 4, 10 minus 4 equals 6. So when you have a problem that, let's get that on pen, that has a plus sign, then the problems in your fact family, you are going to have 2 addition facts and 2 subtraction facts. When you have a multiplication symbol or a division symbol, then what's going to be in your fact family are 2 multiplication problems and 2 division problems. So for 2 times 8, the fact family would be 2 times 8 equals 16, 8 times 2 equals 16, 16 divided by 2 equals 8, and 16 divided by 8 equals 2. Pause the video, and on your whiteboard, I want you to record the fact family for 8 plus 5. Now that you're back, our fact families are going to be 8 plus 5 equals 13. 5 plus 8 equals 13. 13 minus 5 equals 8. And 13 minus 8 equals 5. Remember, when you are writing the subtraction problems out for your fact family, you have to start with the biggest number. And for this one, 9 plus 7. Pause the video and do the fact family. All right, 9 plus 7 equals 16. 7 plus 9 equals 16. 16 minus 7 equals 9. 16 minus 9 equals 7. As a reminder, when you're doing a fact family, you have to use the same 3 numbers in each of your problems. Okay? And usually, you're going to need 2 addition and 2 subtraction problems. Our math message today. Take a look at these problems. For each problem, find the pattern and use it to fill in the missing numbers. So in order to do this, I have to look at what's already been written down. 37, 40, 43. So I need to say to myself, how do I get from 37 to 40? Well, I need to add on, and I'm going to add on 3. Well, that's from 37 to 40, but now I need to compare 40 to 43. What do I do to 40 to get 43? I'm also adding 3. So that's my pattern. So I'm going to finish it. So 43, 46, 49, 52. Let's take a look at our next problem. We've got 27, 25, blank, 21, and then 2 more blanks. So again, I have to ask myself, what am I doing to 27 to get to 25? Well, 27 plus 2 is, not plus, Mrs. Fleury. I'm going backwards, aren't I? Because 25 is smaller than 27, so I can't add. I need to subtract. So 27 minus 2 is 25. 25 minus 2 is 23. There's a 21 there, so let me check to see if that still works. 23 minus 2 is 21. Yep. So 21 minus 2 is 19. 19 minus 2 is 17. For number 3, I've got 1, 2, 4, 8. Well, that seems pretty simple. What do I do to 1 to get 2? Well, I add 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. But wait a minute. If I add 1 to 2, I would get 3, not 4. And 4 plus 1 is not 8. So that's letting me know right there that my rule, or what I need to do, is not plus 1. Well, what else can I do to a 1 to get a 2 if I'm not adding 1? What if I multiply? 1 times 1 is 1, so it's not going to be times 1. What about 1 times 2? Well, 1 times 2, if I make an array, one group with 2 in it, that's 2. So that would work. What about 2 times 2? Well, 2 times 2, let me make an array for that. So 2 groups with 2 in each one. That's 4. That works. What about 4 times 2? Well, 4 groups with 2 in each group. 2, 4, 6, 8. That works. So maybe my rule is times 2. So 8 times 2, if I don't know what it is, I can make an array. And I'm going to get 16. And then 16 times 2, if you don't know what it is, make an array. It's going to be 32. Now when I look at number 4, hey, wait a minute. The first numbers aren't there. How do I know? Well, I've got some numbers in the middle, and I've got one at the end. So it looks like I'm going from 36 to 33. That's going backwards. So I have to count back. 36 minus 3 is 33. Well, let me try this one here. 33 minus 3 is 30. 30 minus 3 is 27. So that works. However, I can't go 36 minus 3 for this one because that's going to give me 33. Because if I'm subtracting, this number in this spot here needs to be larger than 36. So when I'm going to the left, I need to add 3. So this one's going to be 39. 39 plus 3 is going to be 42. Now, when I double check that, I can subtract. 42 minus 3 is 39. 39 minus 3 is 36. So we are going to work with frames and arrows. All right. So this probably looks familiar to you. These are what we call our frames, the circles. And these are the arrows. They tell us what direction we're going. And then we have a rule. Sometimes the rule is right there and it's telling me what to do. I have to apply that rule to every frame, to every number in the circles. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And to our next one. So We can keep going. Here's our arrows, so we're going in that direction. My rule is times 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2, which we worked on before, is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. Now my rule is minus 2. I start with 17. 17 minus 2 is 15. 15 minus 2 is 13. 13 minus 2 is 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. 9 minus 2 is 7. Ooh, divided by 2, which means in half. I don't have a number to start with at the beginning, but I have one here. So when I think of divided by 2, it's half of that number. So I have 40. 40 divided by 2. What's half of 40? Half of 40 is 20. Now it's 20 divided by 2. Or what's half of 20? Half of 20 is 10. The number 5 is there, but I want to prove it. So 10 divided by 2, or half of 10. Half of 10 is 5. So when I have to go back to figure out my first number, I don't want to divide that by 2. I need to multiply it times 2, or I need to double that. 40 times 2 is 80. Now my rule is minus 5. Well, 40 minus 5 is 35. 35 minus 5 is 30. 30 minus 5 is 25. 25 minus 5 is 20. But I have to go back and finish the one that is at the beginning of the row. That number has to be larger than 40. So instead of doing minus 5, I have to add 5. So that's going to be 45. Here we go. More frames and arrows. 62, 72, something, 92, something, something. My rule is 10. My rule is plus 10. 62 plus 10 is 72. 72 plus 10 is 82. 92 or 82 plus 10 is 92. 92 plus 10 is 102. 102 plus 10 is 112. So for your work today in the math journal on page 57, you're going to work on frames and arrows. Look at direction they're going. Look at the clues they're giving you. Look at the rule. Oh, look at this one here. It has no rule, but it gives you enough clues to help you figure out what the rule would be. So you need to write down the rule and finish the row. And then you have your math journal, page 59. You've got some number stories to figure out. Remember, draw pictures whenever you can to help you solve them. They could be pictures, they could be arrays, they could be any kind of sketch or diagram that you can use to help you solve the problem. Tomorrow, you're going to be working on a review for everything that we've worked on in Chapter 2 so far. Good luck.